Aloha, everyone. This is paganpages.org. My name is Jonathan Daly, and this is the lovely Adrianne Blanks. Welcome.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Oh my God, this puppy is squirming. So, for those of you who don't know, I have a little puppy in my lap, which, if I don't keep him in my lap, he's going to be chasing the cat all around and being a nuisance. So, I'm just going to hold him in my lap for now. But he is squirming. Okay, let's see. So, can you tell us a little bit about your background and like how you got into music originally?
Oh, sure. Well, my grandparents like to say that I started singing before I started talking, and I always loved music theater growing up. You know, I saw Annie when I was a little kid, and I thought, like, this is it. You know,
right.
I thought I was Annie, basically. And as I grew up, I actually ended up going into opera. And so I went to Boston Conservatory for my undergrad. And then I went on to go to Chicago College of the Performing Arts, which is in Chicago, which is where I'm from. So I was in Chicago growing up, went to Boston for 4 years, and then my master's brought me back to Chicago, and I spent 10 years pursuing opera and having a regional career.
Wow, amazing.
Thank you.
My aunt actually was an opera singer. Like, she did all that same stuff. She, Joey Davidow, she used to live in LA. She had LA Style was her magazine, and now she's retired. She lives in Italy, and amazing life. But I remember going to her opera performances and just like gave me a real love for the art. So amazing to hear that that's where your background's from.
Yeah.
And as far as the witchy side of things, when did that start? Like, where did you start dabbling in your witchcraft?
So the two actually do converge at a point. So in about 2017, I'm going to do the longer version of this story. I had gone vegan in 2016, and then I was starting to learn about like the low tox lifestyle. So like trying to reduce my carbon imprint, and that led me to a podcast episode where somebody just happened to have on a guest who was talking about the phases of the moon and how you can manifest with them. And that was the light bulb. That was what started a lot of this journey. I just felt like I wanted to devour everything I could on that path. And,
right.
At that time I was teaching like 40 voice lessons in the suburbs, and I was spending an hour and a half in the car each way. So it was like prime time to listen to podcasts. And so I just went down a rabbit hole and like consumed everything I could.
I love that.
Yeah. So I kind of realized by like 2017 that I was a witch, and I do think all the signs have been there all along, but that was the moment where I was realizing, oh, this is me. And I was working for churches, as you do when you're an opera singer, because you're piecing things together, right? And the church is the oldest patron of the arts, as some say. So I was doing that, teaching kids, and also performing in operas. And I was doing professional caroling as well, like in the full Victorian garb. And, the music is all really, really beautiful, but the sermons that I was listening to and the hymns that we were singing were starting to not line up with me. And I was realizing like this path isn't for me. And, I wasn't able to adopt the like a gig is a gig mentality, instead
right.
I was feeling like this real discord in myself. And so I started learning about Yule. And as a musician, of course, like connecting to music is the way that I would feel the most connected. So I started trying to find as many carols and solstice songs as I could and started collecting playlists. Right. I had the Llewellyn's Sabbat Essentials book, and I would just carry it around with me everywhere. So I'd be, on a break from caroling, and then I would be reading this book in my 10 minutes, but it just helped me to feel really connected. And so in researching Yule, I found out that the Holly and the Ivy was originally a pagan song, which we have Norman Isle to thank for restoring all these pagan carols. And so that's where the lyrics come from that I recorded recently.
Right. And how many songs are in the new album? I know you're having the one video that's going to be released soon, but is that a series of songs?
So I have an EP that I recorded in Charlotte last year, and I just released it on my birthday this past August. And also while I was in Charlotte, we recorded a 5th song, and that was The Holly and the Ivy.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's its own standalone piece of art that, you know, we recorded the song. I loved how the production came out so much that I knew I wanted to make a music video for it. And then, you know, all of these collaborators around Asheville kept coming together to make this happen.
The video is beautiful, and I bet it was so much fun playing with those costumes.
It was. We were so lucky. We had someone called Mountain Flower Fantasies. She crafts these couture, like Lord of the Rings style gowns, and she let us borrow a few of them to wear. So between her and the costume shop, which is in Woodfin, they let us use costumes as well. So like those gorgeous cloaks, those are from the costume shop.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And where did you get a lot of that amazing, like, medieval style jewelry?
Yes. Okay. So that is Trollbinda jewelry, and she's also pagan, and she makes these incredible pieces. I'm actually wearing some of her earrings right now. Yeah, she has her jewelry at a lot of the shops around Asheville, a lot of the metaphysical shops, and then she's also on Etsy.
Okay. Oh, good to know. If you forward me that information, I could probably add it to the. Well, I have all your information, including your shows that are coming up.
Oh, wow.
So if anyone's watching and you're in the Ashland area, there's, was it the 16th was your next one? Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm playing at Sweeten Creek Brewing in Asheville on the 16th, and then I'm playing in Lansing, North Carolina on the 17th.
So all those of you in North Carolina, get out there, support our artists. So.
Thank you.
And I do have a little snippet of the video to share. It's only about 48 seconds, but let me see. Do you think there's a good time to show that?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just the first 48 seconds of it's a 3-minute and 31-second video, I believe. And it's gorgeous. The cinematography and the costume. Yeah, you'll see. Here we go.
Rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the rounding of the shining moon, the weary worn hunter.
Yeah, and you're led off to a fairy feast in the woods, which is gorgeous. Yeah, even the food was gorgeous. I mean, that whole video was just amazing. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you. Oh, my pleasure.
And when is that going live, the video?
Actually, it's live now.
It's live now. Okay. And do you have a YouTube channel that they can look at that? Or
I do. My YouTube is at Adrianne Blanks Music.
Okay. Definitely. I will find that link and throw it into the. Oh, we have a comment here. Hello, Elizabeth Rigby Jones. Love the video. Everything is exquisite. Yes, everything is exquisite. The whole video continues, and it's just like this. It's totally a dreamscape, right? And I love how at the end you wake up and you're like, "Oh, that wasn't real." Gorgeous. So, thank you so much for joining me. Is there anything else you want to share with our viewers? About what's coming up for you.
About what's coming up for me? This project has been, so big and so massive. It's taken so much of my energy, and I'm very happy and grateful for that. I definitely want to plug all my collaborators. There were 3 of us in the video that are from Asheville, and 3 from Chicago. And the 3 that flew in from Chicago were the only ones that weren't from Asheville. We had Mountain Flower Fantasies and a costume shop that did the costumes. We had Trollbinde Jewelry, Trollbinde. It's a German word. We had Picnic Pop-Up Asheville. They're the ones that created that gorgeous tablescape. And the folks who did the food, they're called Urban Grays. If you check out the photos, I have a lot of them on my Instagram, which is at Adrianne Blanks. That's Danny Howard. She does fantasy photography. We are so lucky to have her. Yeah, and our videographer, his name's Tom Farr.
Nice. Do you see yourself doing another video soon?
Definitely.
Similar, in the similar theme. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I started releasing my music last spring, and I've done almost a song a month. And now I'm thinking that I'm just going to switch gears to making these complete artworks. So it might mean that I can only put out a song about once a season, but I want to keep going in this direction of song plus video.
Yeah. Well, everyone loves a good visual to go with a good auditory experience. So.
I think we're getting so visual as a society now, too.
I know, right? Everyone has to do a video. Even on YouTube, it's not like you have a post. Everyone has to do a reel or whatever it's called. And it's everyone needs that visual, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even with me, it's I have my own YouTube channel, Jonathan Daly, also known as Drip Orbit. And I'm all about the tarot over there. So it's I get to interview deck creators and having that video interaction like we're having now is amazing, because then you get to see the deck from the creator's point of view, which, right? It's that is invaluable. And then to have it there forever, well, as long as my YouTube channel lasts. So, and I do have a link for my YouTube channel in the description. As well as a link for anyone interested in buying a wearable crystal grid necklace. That I create these crystal grid necklaces, and then I do a 3-part ritual. As soon as I'm done making them, well, first of all, I ask the person's guides to come in to help make them. So half the time I don't even know what I'm doing until I'm done. I'm like, wow, that's a pretty one. And then I usually put it in the sun for a sun bath to cleanse the energy. Any lingering energy that's clung on to the crystals, because I will only use crystals, sometimes wood or shell, but usually crystals. And I leave them out in the sun just long enough to blast the energy out. Then I drape them on a Tibetan salt lamp to charge them up, right? And then my final bath is the moon bath. I have this salt lamp, I call that the earth bath. And then the moon bath is in a crystal skull grid. What was other crystals? This crystal grid, and that's to activate and empower. That's my wearable crystal guides.
That's incredible and so intentional.
Well, and I noticed that if I don't make it with intention for someone, and ask their guides to help me, every time I've made one to sell, it's oh, I can't sell it. It's got too much of my own energy in it. This one I made intentionally for me, but there's the first 3 necklaces I made, I didn't make them for me, but when I was done making them, I'm oh, I guess this is mine.
I relate to what you were saying about the necklace, kind of telling you what it wants to be. I feel that very much in my songwriting process, and also in the creation of this music video, because originally, when I came up with the concept for it, I knew I wanted to have a dinner party in the woods for people. Right. That's all it started with. And then I started making a Pinterest board, and I had typical images of witches wearing all black in the woods. And then we got Mountain Flower Fantasies on board, and she has these gowns that are brilliant red, and
amazing,
blue.
Right?
And I just I let it tell me, no, actually, it wants to be more vibrant.
Right. Right. I mean, don't we all want to have a little bright colors? We have our bright lights, Christmas lights and stuff, because we want that bright light. And that's what, I mean, most witches I know, yes, I'm wearing like dark colors, but there's the flashes of bright on there.
Yeah.
But it's like, we love our brightness, right?
Right.
And the whole all black things, like most witches I know are not dressing in all black. So, I mean,
not this witch.
Right? Goth witches, sure.
My friend Keely, who's in the videos, she said that she really appreciated that, you know, that we are showing like how dynamic being a witch can be.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And I don't know, it's like that feast called me in a weird way. Like I wanted to be there. It's like, where's my seat at the table? Right? That looks like fun. And that food looks amazing. Where's my gown?
Yes.
Right. Oh my God. Those gowns are gorgeous though. I mean, yeah.
It was a dream.
Are you going to be collaborating with those same costumers for the next video? So can we...
I know that Mountain Flower Fantasy said that she would like to see me in more of her dresses. So that invitation is definitely there.
Nice. I love that. So I look forward to the next video.
Thank you.
I'm sure that'll be a little while till we get that, but
I appreciate
how long
it.
do you think it'll take you to pull up the next one? A few months?
I do. I think it's going to be, it's going to get cold here. And I definitely want to do outdoors again. I mean, living in Asheville, it's like, why wouldn't you use these beautiful mountains as your background?
Right.
And so I think it's going to have to be after Ostara before we can even film again.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of beautiful backgrounds, you should plan a trip out here. I live on Maui, so yeah, I understand all about that, wanting to just be outside with nature. Of course, with the volcano going off right now, it's kind of hard with all the fog. I don't know if you know what fog is.
No.
Volcanic fog. So it's so when the volcano is going off, it's releasing all these gases that are actually very toxic. And those gases can mix with fog and create fog. And it's like this gray haze, like not gray, it's almost like a tan haze that just kind of like covers the sky. And sometimes when it's bad, you can't even see the next island over, which you usually see during the day.
Wow.
Yeah, and I know people who have like bad lung reactions to it, or they get like totally congested in their heads. Yeah, it's so, paradise has its price.
Sure. I'm sure there's
Right.
a song in there.
Right? Shifting little puppy. He's sleeping now.
Oh.
Aloha, Ange. Welcome. Do you have any questions, audience? I know there's 6 of you watching. Welcome. Welcome to Lurkers, and welcome to everyone watching back. If you have any questions for Adrianne, just put them in the comments right now, or in the description or the comments below if you're watching the replay. Hi, Ange D. Welcome. How about I play that little snippet one last time, and then
Sure.
we can say goodbye. So first 48 seconds of a beautiful, beautiful video.
The holly and the ivy, when they are both full grown, of all the trees that are in the wood, the holly bears a crown. The rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the rounding of the shining moon, the weary worn hunter.
Okay, I love that dragonfly necklace. I was gonna say.
There's matching earrings.
Right. Oh, I see dragonflies here. It's crazy. Some of the dragonfly, like, you get different colors. I've never seen some of these colors, like magenta, like, yeah, like a magenta dragonfly, and then there's like these yellow dragonflies I've seen. They're like almost gold, and then red, like really red, vibrant red. It's just, I think they're just, maybe it's they've been brought from Asia, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Wow, they must look almost like cartoons to be like so vibrant.
They're so vibrant. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, we have some questions for you here.
Cool.
Elizabeth Ruby Jones asks, would you make an album next year of all the Yule songs, please?
I would really like to do that.
Christina asks, any ideas or inspirations you are working with for your next song and video?
I do. I am already thinking about the next song. I was actually talking to a producer yesterday about the next song.
Nice.
And oh gosh, I don't want to share too much, but I will say, Christina was in the video, by the way. So she knows about some of the really cool drone shots that we got. You'll notice that when we're at the feast, there's a really cool, like, above circling drone shot.
Mm-hmm.
And so using the same videographer, I'm thinking about how we can do that in the next video. And I do have an idea to have folks making a flower mandala.
Oh, wow. That'd be cool.
Have you ever seen when they're like, when they have the mandala, like, all made out of different petals?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so
yeah,
cool.
I've seen it where they do, they use petals, twigs, and leaves. Beautiful. Nina Nightingale asks, I'd love to hear more about the music recording process and more into choosing the style, instruments, etc.
That's a really cool question. And Nina was also in the video. You just saw them at the tail end right before the video cut off. So I recorded the song in Charlotte last fall, so 2021, and I knew I wanted to record this song. It's just been in my mind for a really long time. I knew I wanted to release something for the holidays, something that could bring people comfort the way that, like, finding this song and finding the pagan lyrics brought me comfort. So, we have the EP, we recorded all of that, and then in the pre-production, we just didn't put as much time into this song, and it just worked out so beautifully that we didn't overthink it, because the drummer came with really fabulous ideas. We get to recording that one. It's a fifth song. Like, we've been in the studio for 3 days, and the drummer's like, this song needs to be Celtic. He was really, like, intense about it. He's like, this song needs to be Celtic. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. And then my producer was like, I really think we should do an open C, because he knew that I wanted it to be a little bit darker than we're used to the traditional Holly Ivy. So open tuning gives that, like, warmer, darker sound. And then the guitarist came up with that really cool slide lick. So the melodic hook that you hear in all the interludes, I just love how it sounds so much. And for me, I think it really, like, makes the song. But there was so many little things that we came up with, like, on the day of. And I'm very happy with how it came out.
It's almost like the ancestors were nudging you guys.
And maybe it's possible that we left space for the ancestors that way.
Right. Yeah. Because, I mean, I've played around with music enough to know that music is very sacred, right? So, I mean, in high school I was in choir, and by the time I was a senior, I was in honor choir, and then we did to raise money for our little choir. We did we hired ourselves out as carolers. So I learned a lot of the old carols too, and I noticed that some are like, okay, this has nothing to do with what they say it has to do with, then I can totally tell by the way, like, A, it sounds, and B, it makes me feel. So.
I have a really good Yule playlist I can share with you if you want.
Ooh. Yeah, that'd be amazing. Breezy Summers is absolutely gorgeous.
Aw, thanks, Breezy.
And Elizabeth says Celtic is always a good idea. Right? You know. Can't go wrong with Celtic. As someone who myself is completely obsessed with Celtic stuff. So
The music is so good.
Mm.
Ooh.
It's actually Moldavite.
That's really cool.
Don't get me started with crystals. We'll be here for an hour.
Okay. Well, I'll show you my rings since you showed me yours.
Ooh.
Moonstone.
Moonstone, and is that carnelian?
It's citrine.
Oh, citrine.
Because I'm a Leo, so I gotta have my citrine.
Mm-hmm. I'm wearing, this one. Blue turquoise.
Ooh.
Tiger's eye ring that I actually made myself. This is Moldavite. I've been wearing it, I think, 16 years now.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's all the bracelets. And, you know, there's always the werewolf Christmas necklace. I always have one on. Helps a lot. Helps with grounding, connecting. Thank you so much for being here. We're working up on the half hour, and I figure you probably want to go start writing some more music for us.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being here. And thank you, everyone who were, the people who are in the video who are now here in the chat to help support Adrianne. Thank you so much. And where can we see the full video again?
Yes, it's on YouTube. You can go to my YouTube channel, Adrianne Blanks Music, or we can share the link for the video.
Yes, I will put it in the first comment down below once the video goes up on YouTube.
Yes.
Thank you again. Aloha, everyone. And until next time, hui hou.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, and blessed Yule, everyone.
Yes. Happy holidays, whichever ones you celebrate.
Yes.
Aloha.